What's up, guys? Got some parts. I got all new pulleys. The harmonic balancer is not here yet. Thermostat, radiator cap, power steering pump. Got oil filter, got some cheap spark plugs for tuning and braking. Got a bunch of hardware for the bumper. Got these little clips for the brake lines. Got every size silicone hose you could think of for vacuum lines, whatever I need it for. I just ordered pretty much everything from 3 to like 12 and everything in between. Got all new hose clamps or clips, whatever you want to call them. Let's put this shit on. I'm excited about the new pulleys, man. I didn't think I was going to be able to find these. Took me a while. I had to get pretty much every single one from a different website, but I got them. Let's put these pulleys on, I guess. I'm gonna put a bigger washer on this. I don't like that. This is just a lock washer on this. Pretty sure it's not supposed to be like that. I ended up upgrading to the like 92 and newer power steering pump. So this is for the 91, right? This power steering pump is for the 91 cars. It ran on a V-belt, and I want an actual harmonic balancer for my car. I can't find the 91 harmonic balancer, so I had to upgrade to the 92 and newer power steering pump with a rib belt. Everything's the same except for the pulley, I believe. I think it goes like that. Sucks that one is silver. That was the only one I could find. I looked for a black one, I promise. They were all silver, every website I went to. And I couldn't find silver ones of these. That silver pulley just is the only thing standing out. I got the thermostat and everything I can do. So let's do that. Oh yeah, that's what I'm missing. My new sensors aren't here yet. I was thinking I ordered a lot more shit. Oh shit, look what just got here. Here's the flywheel. I think I'm new bolts. Gotta order some bolts, I guess. So I thought the whole clutch was here. That's why I got excited. I don't know how I feel about this, because I know on like we don't have pilot bearings. That hole's definitely bigger than that hole. I don't know what to do. That just threw me through a loop, because I need that hole to line the clutch up with the clutch alignment tool, right? So it's like, okay, just leave that in there even though it's not going to do anything. But it's just pressed in there. There's nothing going to be sitting on there. So what are the odds of me spinning and this thing come flying out? I don't know what to do. Like, you see there's none here. You would just put the clutch alignment tool in there. It would line up with that. And then the clutch would line up. You'd tighten the clutch down, pull the alignment tool out, and then you're good to go. This, you need that in there for the clutch alignment tool so you can line everything up. But then once you pull this out, there's nothing holding this in place. Alright, it's the next day. I guess this pilot bearing is in Specs flywheel just for their clutch alignment tool. That's all they put it in there for. I was worried about leaving it in there because I was worried about it coming out. You know, it just sitting there spinning and nothing's resting on it, keeping it in place. They said it won't. They said they put that in there just for the clutch alignment tool to line up with their clutch, which just came this morning. So, we're going to open this up. This is the new throw-out bearing. They got this thing sealed so tight. It's sick. Alright, there's the old beat the shit. This thing is so rainbowy. I don't even know if it'll show up on... I mean, I'm sure I could have got this resurfaced. I didn't want to. I guess I can do the transmission today. I've just been having bad luck with the whole shipping thing. I had the harmonic balancer. They canceled it. And then I reordered it twice, so I canceled one, which canceled both of them. So I just reordered it again. Hopefully it'll be here. But I think that's it on the back. I can get this off the stand, put the water housing on, get the transmission on. Let me get the throwout bearing on the transmission. I forgot that I ordered this high temp grease. I'm just gonna put a little tiny bit in there. You definitely want to put some sort of lubrication on there, but you don't want to put so much that it's gonna fling out onto the clutch. Does that make sense? I am going to put some grease in these splines. Just like, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but literally just a drop in each little spline. That's probably too much. And then just rub it into it. And then I'll probably take like a little rag and get some of it off. You definitely want something on these, but you don't want it so much that it throws it around. All right. The flywheel bolts came early. They weren't supposed to be here till tomorrow afternoon. So I might actually be able to get this video out for you Monday. Been trying to put a video out every Monday. Been doing pretty good at it. I am going to get this off the stand, put the water housing and the flywheel on. I'm going to show you how to put this flywheel on. I see a lot of people, in my opinion, doing it wrong. I was taught how to put this on by an old timer. Don't put the Loctite on the bolt itself. I'll explain everything here in a minute. Let me get everything situated. Oh yeah, I got ARP bolts here. These, I will put the link somewhere in the comments or the description. I mean, if one of you guys want it, ask. I'll put it down there. How's that? But these are the factory bolts. It took me a hard time to find these. These are the factory over here. And then these are the ARP. And you can see they're literally one thread shorter. Probably won't even be able to tell on camera. It barely, if anything, you want this to be a tiny bit shorter than a tiny bit longer. You don't want this to bottom out on the crank before it tightens on the flywheel. Whatever you do, do not buy longer bolts, please, for the love of God. I'm sure a couple of you guys are going to cringe that I'm just picking it up by the two bolts on the intake runner. I don't really know where else to do it. I got these there just in case like that fails, doesn't fall down. Like I got a bolt right here. You know, if that fails, it'll only go, 6 inches. Same thing on this side. I got a motor mount bolt in there. It'll go 6 inches. That's not tight on there. So I'm not purposely tightening the chain on the valve cover. So don't freak out about that. So if this does fail, at least it won't fall on me. You know what I mean? I can't go anywhere without the chain being pressed against the valve cover. And I don't want to fuck up the valve covers I spent forever getting done. Yeah, I can put a bolt in there on the head, but it's going to hit that. And then if I go off this motor mount, it's going to rest on the cam gear. This is the best place I can come up with. Alright, I was taught to always put the thread locker in the threads and then put the bolt in. Because if you put it on the bolt, you can get a little bit that oozes out and then it gets in between the flywheel and the crank. And it could be out of balance a little bit. So clean this surface really good and then clean out these threads with some alcohol. I got alcohol and Q-tips. And then put a little bit of Loctite in the threads themselves. So I'm going to clean these all off. You want to get it super clean because you want this mating surface to be perfect. And you don't want to use anything super abrasive because you don't want to scratch this. But look, you can see that's the problem that they did right there. There's Loctite on this surface. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but I had a couple old guys that built engines all the time. Lived across the street from me when I was younger, 13, 14 years old. And I remember Bill used to be so particular about the flywheel. Was the most important part. If it comes off, it could kill you. And he's right. Flywheels can cut right through transmissions if you're sitting there revving out at 10,000 RPM and it comes off. Alright, once you do that, you want to clean out these threads as good as possible. Now, some people will just spray brake cleaner in there. I mean, I guess that's fine. I'm always worried about brake cleaner getting and eating the seal. Just messing up the seal or something. So I'm going to take Q-tips and put some alcohol in them and clean these threads out. I don't know, it's been about 15 minutes. I wiped it down again. There's no moisture in any of these anymore. You want to put blue Loctite into the threads. But I'm going to put it on a Q-tip and then run the Q-tip in there. And then you don't want to put grease that ARP gives you on the back of the head, the back of the bolt head, so it can torque down. I'll go through these one more time, make sure they're dry. Alright, at this point my mic completely stopped working. So the rest of this video is just using the GoPro mics. I didn't know until now that I'm editing. At least stay and watch until the flywheel's on. It might save your life. You never know. If you can't handle the GoPro muffle and the rattling from the GoPro case, I understand, but the next video will be back to the normal mic. I got a new one. I apologize. I didn't know until right now. It's not like I can redo it. Alright, I'm sure there's a couple of you guys that are like, why does it matter if you put it in there or you put it on the bolt? If it's going to ooze out, it's going to ooze out regardless. If you put it in there, when you screw the bolt in, it's going to push the fluid in. If you have it on there, when you tighten that bolt down, especially if you don't have it like only where it goes in at, like if you put thread locker back here, it's going to squeeze out. That's just what I was always taught. So, I mean, you might 100% not agree with me, but if you got thread locker here and you tighten it down, it'll squeeze out. If you put it in there, it's going to be pushed in as you run the bolt in. And yes, I'm going to use brake cleaner to wipe off the face before I put the clutch on. For when you guys freak out about it. Oh my god, I just broke this fucking socket. The socket is broke right down the fucking middle. I don't know how much I recorded because I'm pretty sure I turned the camera off as soon as it happened. This literally snapped. I don't even think I'm gonna be able to show you on camera. Yeah, you can't see on camera. And trust me, it snapped. So I made my girl run out to AutoZone real fast and give me them. So let's start all over. Torque is 54. I did 50, now I'm gonna go to like 56 because of this extension. That makes sense to you guys? I'm gonna go to 56 because of this deep well. Losing a little bit of torque on it. Oh my god, look at this place. This is the worst this has ever been. There's shit everywhere. Alright, we gotta get this clutch on. It's the next day. By the time I got that socket and everything, it was late, so gotta put the water housing on and the clutch on. Gotta clean this flywheel with some brake clean and get this transmission on. Alright, clean this service off too. You gotta clean these services off because they put like an oil or like a grease on these so they don't rust. And if you don't clean it off, your clutch will slip. Alright, real quick while I'm waiting for that Loctite, just give it a minute to set up. Sometimes on your clutch alignment tool, you know there's splines here. It'll probably be easier for me to show you on this. See these splines? Sometimes it's a good idea to like put a line on the clutch alignment tool straight up and down so you know you got one spline in the middle so it's easier to line up. So if your clutch has one spline in the middle, then you line your transmission with one spline in the middle. But when you got a bunch of little ones like this, it doesn't really fucking matter, man. It's going to be almost impossible to get it perfect. You're going to have to play and move the clutch or the transmission around to get it lined up. But if you're working on like a Ford or a Chevy where there's just like, you know, 8, 10 splines, if you can put a line and make sure you got a spline in the center, and then when you go to put your transmission on, turn this until you got a spline right in the middle, the transmission will line up easier. If you're doing this on something that's got like 5 or 10 splines on it, then that's helpful. Let's get these bolts started. Just get them hand tight for now because you still want to be able to move this around. Now gravity is going to want to bring this down, so I like to just put my finger under it. Just, you don't have to push up on it, just try to keep it a little bit level. And then make sure this slides in and out super easy. I don't have a 1/2 inch drive for Allen key or this Torx bit. I might have to use a step down, which I'm really not liking, but I gotta do it. I'm gonna put it at 16 since I'm gonna have to use that step down. Damn, boy, she's getting there. Alright, I ended up putting just a little bit more red grease on this. You just want it, you don't want it to fling out. So let's get this bitch on there. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this by myself. I feel like I gotta get the front of the engine up. The luxuries of being a disabled fucking gimp. I'm gonna try a ratchet strap. I think. Yeah, see, the front of the engine is like this. You probably can't tell on camera, but the engine's sitting like this, so that means that the back of the transmission's gotta come up, or the front of the engine needs to come up. And I'm not gonna be able to pick, if you were any normal fucking person right now, could just pick this up and slide it in, but I can't. Those of you that have been here, you guys understand why. So I'm gonna try to jack the front of this up somewhere. I guess I'm just gonna hook this chain to there, try to get this engine more like this. Dude, this is kicking my ass. Fuck, dude, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. I might be stuck right here. Fuck. Dude, it is right there. Dude, that's like perfectly lined up. I just need to be able to hold this fucking thing, and I can't because I'm a pussy. Dude, I didn't come this far to not be able to get the fucking transmission on. We're getting this on. I need a transmission jack, dude. Maybe if I get one bolt in there. I just need a long bolt. Holy shit! Let me get a couple bolts in this so they don't fall off. Oh my god. I'm so excited about this. You don't even understand how awesome this is. I know you guys are all like, oh, big fucking deal, you got the transmission on. It's like a huge fucking deal for me. I gotta put these bolts in the transmission. I gotta get this subframe on. I don't feel comfortable working under this thing. I'm gonna try to get the subframe on and then rest it on this table. Because this arm comes out, you know, you just take these bolts out, this whole arm will come out, and then I can move the whole subframe around to try to lower the car down onto this table. I don't think I'm gonna do any of that today. I think I'm gonna go edit so I can get a video out for you guys Monday afternoon. I've been trying to put one out every Monday. So I want to try to get that out for you. So I will probably see you in the next one.
I'm willing to die for this shit. I'm ready to flip and end up in prison the rest of my life for this shit. So my mama ain't want me, she got in a bush and I end up surviving this shit. And if I want a son, I ain't got the money, I'll probably be robbing.